Well, so much for getting help. Welcome to Ms. Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 Dr. Phil guest walk-offs.
No, this is not a show.
I'm just
this
asking.
is my life.
No, it is your life. It is your life.
Because I go home.
Don't get self-righteous with me.
I'm not getting self-righteous.
Okay, so you're leaving.
I don't need this.
Okay, thanks so much for coming.
Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For this list, we're looking at times that guests purposefully walked off the Dr. Phil stage in anger, frustration, shame, or distress. We'll only be including guests that walked off on their own accord. So people who have been kicked off and or escorted out by security will not be included.
Okay, take them out. Security, get them out of here.
Thank God. Thank God!
Number 10. Kim Richards. Back in 2015, the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Kim Richards, appeared in a Dr. Phil exclusive to discuss her battle with alcoholism and a recent arrest for assaulting a police officer.
You need help. You need treatment. I will make it a gift from me to you.
They begin to discuss a possible treatment, but Kim proves more stubborn than anticipated. She says that she wants to be in rehab no longer than 30 days, despite her daughter's insistence that she do 60, and then she wants to remain close to home.
I just haven't been able to find a place that fits my needs.
I'm interested in one thing, and that's your long-term health and well-being.
When Phil continues to push the matter of her treatment, Kim grows anxious and promptly leaves, leaving Phil and her children to sit in an awkward silence.
Dual diagnosis treatment program specifically designed for
I have a
women.
lot of anxiety right now.
Okay, just
Sorry,
relax.
no, I don't. I have
No,
a lot
just-
of anxiety. I'm
sit down.
sorry, I can't. Sorry.
Sadly, Kim was arrested again the following August for shoplifting at Target. Number 9. Raging Mom. Mothers can be difficult, but is your mother bad enough to bring on Dr. Phil? 17-year-old Summer certainly thinks so, as she brings her raging lunatic of a mother, her words, onto the show.
I talk very loud.
Your family told us that they had created about 60 videos of you going off and raging and yelling and screaming and attacking.
According to Summer, her mother Susan screams at her children, stabs paintings and mattresses, and even physically abuses her husband Peter.
Are you trying to tell me that what you're doing with your yelling, screaming, raging, and physical attacks on your husband are therefore warranted because they were a bunch of worthless kids and husband?
Summer and her sister Amber have even turned to drugs to escape their hostile domestic life. When Phil confronts Susan about her anger,
No, I'm talking to you.
Here,
you can threaten him in a minute.
Susan tells him that she doesn't need this and promptly leaves the stage, leaving an unperturbed Phil to continue the discussion with Peter and Summer. Considering her treatment of her family, it sounds like she let Phil off easy. Number 8. Sandra's custody battle. A woman named Linda called Dr. Phil to help her with her neighbors Sandra and Joey, who are in the midst of a bitter custody battle. Linda's concerned that their children have been caught in the middle. While Sandra's on stage defending herself, Phil states that he's going to bring out Linda.
Linda's going to come out now and weigh in about what's happened since the show from her point of view.
This causes Sandra to panic, and she states that she will leave the stage if Linda is brought out.
I don't like, it's like if I can avoid things, I do. And I have made my peace. I said what I needed to say to her, I'm done. And truthfully, I don't care to see her or talk to her.
She and Phil get into quite a heated argument before Sandra gets up and walks out, just as she said she would.
Yes, I got that. I'm waving my
No,
right.
you need to hear what I'm saying.
I heard you.
No, you haven't, because I haven't finished yet. Unless
Sorry.
you can read my mind, you don't know what I'm saying.
And with that, Sandra waived her right to tell her side of the story. It can be tough getting along with your neighbors, but this is really next level. Number 7. I'll get up and leave right now. In this episode, Anthony brings his brother Jamie onto the show to discuss his dangerous abuse of steroids, alcohol, and cocaine. However, Jamie isn't really having any of it.
Do you really want to pretend that you haven't had a conversation with her about steroids?
That's not why I'm here.
After being confronted by Dr. Phil about his persistent lying, Jamie states that he'll get up and leave right now. And wouldn't you know it, that's exactly what he does.
I'll get up and leave right now.
Do whatever you want to do.
Sure. Take it easy.
Regardless of his absence, Phil continues discussing Jamie's problem with his family, even going so far as to sit in Jamie's now vacated chair. Turns out, Phil has little patience with stubborn people who lie directly to his face.
He's doing steroids along with cocaine and alcohol.
Who said that?
You said that.
Number 6. GPS tracking. Guess Sarah is accused of being a negligent mother. The courts had previously found her unfit to raise her 2-year-old daughter, and now Sarah's family is doing everything they can to protect the young child from her mother's negative influence, including planting a GPS on Sarah's car to observe her day-to-day activities.
Sarah, we've had you followed. We know everywhere you go. All right. Okay?
You've had me followed.
Surprise, surprise, things get a little dicey once this juicy piece of information is brought into the conversation.
All right, so I'm not gonna go up here and be character assassinated anymore.
Sarah's family gets into an enormous fight with her before she suddenly stands up and walks off stage while fake laughing and calling the process a joke.
I told them not to do this to me.
To be fair, that's not the sort of revelation anybody wants to hear on national television, regardless of the context. Number 5. Rejecting therapy. 15-year-old Madison is a prickly guest.
I'd rather die than go to this stupid program.
She originally appeared on the show as a result of her reckless behavior, which included stealing her mother's car upwards of 30 times and crashing said car during a high-speed chase involving drugs and a weapon. She had also been charged on 4 separate occasions for assaulting her own father.
I never want to talk to you again!
I live in constant fear for myself, my wife, and for my youngest daughter.
I'm afraid of Madison because she's physically as well as verbally abusive.
In the original episode, Madison walked off stage after learning that her grandmother would be appearing on the show. Madison then reappeared to discuss the corrupting influence she has on her younger sister, and Phil recommended a residential therapy program for the troublesome teen.
Madison, our biggest focus would really just be to help you break this cycle of pain, despair, and impulsivity, and really just bringing connection back to the family and focusing on what is keeping you guys from moving forward.
However, this only caused Madison to burst into tears before leaving the stage yet again in pain and frustration. Number 4. Confronted about drug abuse. Cammie's family desperately wants to help her. While they say she was once a perfectly normal and healthy suburban mother, she's now a homeless drug addict who's been arrested on 12 separate occasions.
Well, I love being a mother. It's the best job I ever had.
Why'd you stop?
While her family shows sympathy, they also threaten to cut her off if she doesn't get the help she so clearly needs. Unfortunately, Cammie begins to cry during an expository video and quickly storms off stage, despite an attempt to physically restrain her.
Bye.
So, do you have enough to do ready tonight, or?
She then sobs backstage while dodging what looks to be a producer before leaving the building entirely.
That I brought
No, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
He's gonna hit.
It's heartbreaking to witness, and it harshly showcases the powerful and detrimental influence of drugs. The video is arguably more effective than most anti-drug PSAs.
And I've heard rumors that it's gotten that bad, but actually visualizing it is, it's sickening. It's hard to watch it.
Number 3, Amy's fake pregnancies. Pregnancy is typically not something to joke about, and it's really not something to fake, but that hasn't stopped Amy. Amy's friend Courtney claims that Amy has faked 3 separate pregnancies and has even gone so far as to send pictures of so-called stillborn twins to one of the alleged fathers.
Even after Amy was caught in all of her lies with her fake pregnancy here, she turned right back around and did the same thing in Florida.
While watching a video of Courtney accusing her of taking illegal donations, Amy storms off the stage in what is perhaps the most authoritative and threatening speed walk we've ever seen.
First of all, you better get your information straight.
David, thanks for being here.
Thank you, sir.
And while Phil cracks jokes,
do you have that effect on all women in your life? What happened here? I missed the...
I'm not sure.
Amy has a total meltdown backstage by swearing at producers, throwing various items, and even pushing the cameraman.
Where the are my bags? Get out of my face.
So needless to say, she wasn't very happy with the accusations.
You guys falsified. You know what? That's fine, dude. That's fine. I'm telling you right now, Justin.
What falsified?
Falsified my ass. I'm telling you guys right now with your false. I came on this.
Number 2, time out. This is yet another story of faked pregnancies and wicked deceptions. The guest is Brittany, who's been accused of harassing men and faking both pregnancies and infant deaths. Once Phil mentions that he has an email from one of Brittany's friends, Brittany grows visibly distressed and quickly calls for a timeout, clearly afraid of what the critical email will contain.
We actually got an email from a friend of yours who was concerned about you. And said that you needed help.
Time out.
I'm sorry?
You need to take a time out.
Phil rejects her timeout and accuses her of withholding pertinent information, causing her to walk off stage.
There are 2 current warrants out for her arrest.
Phil can only sigh in disappointment as he watches her leave.
No, you need to listen to me.
No, I don't.
And things seem to be going so well, too.
Be me for a minute, okay? You don't have to shave your head or anything, but...
Number 1, Nicholas Brendon. Nicholas Brendon is a beloved actor, known primarily for his role as Xander in Buffy the Vampire Slayer. However, he's tragically struggled with addiction to alcohol and sleeping pills in recent years, and this has led to numerous arrests.
Because the drinking is a symptom of a deeper rooted issue. So, which I never really got before. I just thought that I was just an alcoholic and, you know.
In August of 2015, just a few months after he was arrested for trashing a hotel room, Nicholas appeared on Dr. Phil to discuss his issues. However, the interview quickly turned sour, and Nicholas grew frustrated with Phil's line of questioning.
Are you drunk now?
No.
Did you drink this morning?
No.
Because I smell alcohol on you.
Oh, do you?
Yes.
Wow.
The last straw came when Phil accused him of being drunk, and Nicholas then walked off stage.
You were at a bar last night.
We're done. I'm not doing this.
And,
Thank you, though. Thank you.
It's a horribly sad moment, but luckily, Nicholas returned to the show a few months later and accepted Phil's help by entering the offered rehabilitation program.
I think I wanted to be heard. I think I wanted to be helped.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent